Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. Boy, it's good to spend a Thursday afternoon here in the USA Eastern Time Zone with you. This is the Manufacturer Showcase. And in case you didn't know, DX Engineering represents over 170 different manufacturers. And most of those products that we represent are on the shelf. We pride ourselves in making sure that we have stock on the shelf so that at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you decide that you need something from BHI, it's on the shelf and ready to go. You order it and it's going to ship that night. That's what the goal is. And I'm very, very pleased to have on Graham today from BHI, M3ZGS. Hello, Graham.
Hi, Tim, and hello to everyone out there listening. It's great to be on your program.
Well, thanks so much for joining us from the UK. What time is it there?
It is 7:30 p.m. here. I've had time to finish the main work and have some tea, so I'm sat here quite relaxed with you.
Well, as long as you've had your tea, we're ready to go. And Graham, tell us some exciting things that are going on at BHI.
Well, interestingly, there's a product we've got called the inline module, and I'll pull one here. It's a little inline unit that took over from one of our mainstays that have been around since 2003. And it was sort of selling pretty slowly, in a way, steadily. And then we had this wonderful review in January QST. So if you've got your January QST 23, you'll find a great review of this little inline module. And it's quite a simple unit, Tim. You've got the inputs here. So you've got audio in, audio out to your loudspeaker. You've got, let's get up the camera properly. You've got 12 volts DC, and there's a separate headphone socket. So you literally connect up your own speaker, your power, and then you're good to go. And you've got the DSP noise cancelling, making the airwaves nice and clear for you to enjoy.
So tell us about the noise cancelling, Graham.
Okay, we've been around, actually, believe it or not, since 2002, over 20 years. And the main reason is that our technology is different to most other types of noise cancelling. And that's mainly because we are looking for speech within a noisy signal. So rather than doing your standard bandpass filtering, losing part of the signal, we literally, across the whole comms audio bandwidth, are able to extract the speech, store it, and then you, the customer, decide between your noise cancelling level, which is about 9 to 35, 40 dB, you decide how much noise you let pass through with the speech. So you've got the speech passing through already. You're just deciding if you want more or less noise. And that's it in a nutshell. It means that the processed speech is clearer than most other systems you can get because of how we're doing it.
So let's talk about, let's get right down to the bottom line. What kind of difference does this make if I'm, I'm on 20 meters, I've got noise. What kind of difference does this make?
Well, from my own, when I use my own radio, it makes quite a lot of difference. But from the feedback we get from customers, is to a point, if you go to one extreme, I've got elderly customers that are almost about to pack up the hobby. They bought one of our units and it's got them back enjoying it again because it's able to pick out those really weak signals, and you can hear them. So, that's what we do really, and that's why we're still going after 20 years. It makes a big difference. I get one of the things, Tim, one of the things we have is a feedback card. It goes in every box. I've probably got one somewhere here. Customers take the time from America, from the USA, to fill them in and send them to us. I've got a number that I'm going to send you. I think we had one recently from actually a customer that bought one of these from you. He was so pleased. I'm going to get him to put the review up on your website.
No, that's great. Let's talk about how do you install that. Let's talk about those connectors and how easy is it to install.
Okay, so it comes with the 3.5mm mono plug lead. So one end of that goes into the extension speaker socket of your radio, and the other end goes into the audio input on the unit here, like that.
Okay.
Then you take your extension speaker, and I have one here that we actually sell through your lovely company called the EXT SPK25. Have I knocked something? Oh, there.
No. I like taking you full screen and.
Okay, cool.
Show us that speaker.
So the speaker goes into the speaker socket. So there you have that. And then the only other connection is the fused DC power lead that comes with the unit. You plug the power in, you've got your 12 volts, and then basically you've got the front controls here, and you're turning the unit on with the power switch and then DSP on to get the noise cancelling working. You've got a little rotary control here that you control the filter level. And it's that easy, really, because then once it's in line, you've got total control of the unit and the audio. So,
Graham, when somebody starts transmitting, so you've got the unit in line, what happens? Because a lot of guys, some of these filters can really mess with like the side tone and stuff like that. What happens when you transmit?
So if your system is like done to the QST or the ARRL, RS Radio Society of Great Britain standards, when you transmit, everything that you're transmitting should go out the antenna. In the real world, you could be living in a flat or not have the best antenna. There are occasions sometimes when you transmit that the audio from the transmit can affect the and bleed over. You get RFI. That's one side effect, but you've got you can do best practice with grounds and eliminate that, or use one of our groundbreaker audio isolation boxes. So in 20 years, there's not a customer who we haven't, helped. Separate power supplies work by removing earth ground loops. So normally 9 times out of 10, no one will have those issues. You'll transmit, you'll talk to your, do your call. When you release the PTT, the audio comes back in and your noise cancelling is working again, listening to the people at the other end.
And so let's talk about the make or break. I'm trying to work a guy, maybe it's Bouvet, and it's buried in the noise. Is this going to make the difference between making a contact and not?
So when you get down to those sort of levels, if there is speech just above the noise and you can vaguely hear it, then because of how our technology works, you should be able to pull that signal out better by putting the noise cancelling on and increasing the noise cancelling to even maximum. Now, there are some side effects when you have that type of signal. You sometimes get some like watery effects. But if it's the difference between not making the call or making the call, you can put that to the side. And a lot of customers that are working weak signals do that. If, on the other hand, you've just got noise, what our technology will not do is then remove the noise to reveal speech. So there's got to be some speech there in the signal. And it may be just in the noise floor, it's there. And I've had situations where I've actually heard the speech from, wow, I couldn't quite hear it was there. But if there isn't speech, if you can't hear anything at all, it won't reveal it.
So what about CW? What about RTTY, FT8?
So the way our technology works is, and this goes for reviews over 20 years, everyone who's reviewed it for QST, for Radcom, they will try CW and data. And with low filter levels, you get good success. So if you've got a noisy CW signal and you want to improve the readability, if you use level 1 or 2 on our product, it will give you a much better readability. But and it's one of the things that, because it's a speech extraction system, if you used level 6 or 7 or even 4 or 5, you may find that you don't like the effect it has on the tone, because some tones they'll try to sort of it changes how they sound, to a point. If someone asks me about CW and they say they just do CW, I almost tell them not to buy the product, because it's mainly aimed for speech. And they thank me for that, because if I go back 10 or 15 years, I've sold a unit to someone knowing full well it's coming back. So now I'm very honest, they thank me. And some customers are quite happy with the effect it has on the tone with a higher filter level. But you know, those ardent CWs, if it slightly changes something, they're not happy. So, you know, it's not for everyone.
Right, right. You know, Graham, let me take a look here in the chat room to see if there's any questions. And John is in here and he says, hello, Tim and Graham. BHI has great product and DX engineering, the best service. It's a great combination. And I'll agree with that. I mean, the BHI products are first class, and we try to have all the BHI products on the shelf and ready to go. Let's see here. We've got, let's see, how about, I know there were some questions here. Let's see here. John says, Graham, how much more noise reduction will this provide with top of the line rigs like the FTDX 101 MP? I mean, that's a first class rig with a lot of DSP in it.
I guess from the 20 years we've been doing this, that's the most asked question we get. Why should I turn my DSP off in my radio and use yours? And all I can say is the experience. I've got reviews from customers who've got that DX101 MP, and they don't use a DSP in that radio. They use our big speaker or one of our other products, because our noise cancelling still gives you a better readability, a better processed audio than what's in the radio. I would add that some of the really top end new radios are coming on with their noise cancelling, but we're still selling noise cancelling to the latest Yaesu and ICOM rigs. People are buying them. With the comment you made about the service, I have this thing with your techie guys, all your people, your customer service at DX. Tell the customer to contact me, or you guys contact me, and I will answer their question as quick as I can, because it's on their mind. They need it answered so that we can get them moving forward. So I'm always here, and I always help your guys in service and customer service, Tim.
Yeah, you know, Graham, you've been spectacular when it comes to helping us with customer service, and the sales team here at DX Engineering really appreciates you helping us, and we're learning the products as we go on, and the team is using the BHI products. What else do you have over there?
I have a new product that you've just started seeing. This is our NEDSP 1062 KBD, and basically is a speaker install module. I'll show you one installed already. So here we have an ICOM SP21 speaker, standard extension speaker. And what you'll see inside is the module is installed inside there. And it's turning your passive speaker into a DSP noise cancelling amplified extension speaker. It comes with a kit of instructions, and we've just started selling it again. There was an older module that was about 3 years ago, and it's going really well.
No, that looks amazing. Let's talk about how easy is it to install that?
So when you take a look at the picture, I'll move the plate, you'll see inside. So it comes with 4 what you call double-sided PCB mounting pads, and they will literally go through the circuit board and stick into the bottom of the speaker. And all you're doing is you're breaking the wiring inside the speaker for the input to the output, and you're fitting the module. So when you see what you get 2 wires for the input, 2 wires for the output to the speaker. And then the only other thing you have to do is drill some holes to fit these LEDs and switches in, and then a hole at the back for the power socket. So if I show you, what's this one? This is a Kenwood SP31. There's one there. You'll see at the top, if I'm shining a bit, there it is fitted. So there's all the things. So this is a Kenwood SP31 with the DSP inside. And then at the back is the power socket that you would have drilled a hole for, if I can see it. There it is.
Oh, that looks very good. So, Graham, tell me about the difference. I mean, you put the circuit board in, you're drilling holes in, already great equipment. What's the difference? What am I going to get?
So what you're going to get is, let's say you've got, this one's got 2 inputs. You're basically turning your extension speaker into an amplified DSP noise cancelling speaker. So you don't have to have it on. It's got a bypass function. So you can use your speaker when you've got no noise, or you're just listening to an FM station. But if you get a noisy sideband station, you can just click the power on, click the noise cancelling in, and suddenly you've got yourself a DSP noise cancelling speaker.
Wow, that is incredible, and we're very excited about that. Do you have any other tricks in your bag over there?
As far as the noise cancelling goes, one of the things that's been selling for 20 years is the little NES-102 Mark IV, and they still fly off the shelf because they've got that lovely metal bracket. They can go in mobile. You can kick them around, drop them. They're really rugged. So that still is our best seller. And for those guys that are wondering what shall I get for being mobile or in the shack, this will do both. You can literally connect it in. One of the other tricks is we've got these switch boxes. One's a 4-way and one's a 2-way. And so let's say you decided to install one of our units into your speaker. You bought one of the switch boxes. You'll be able to use all your radios with that one speaker, so you can just switch them in as and when you want to listen to the radio.
No, that the amount of products that we sell from you, the BHI line, is just incredible. And thank you so much for everything you're doing with amateur radio and with BHI. And Graham, we're going to have you on soon again.
That's great, Tim. I'm looking forward to coming to Dayton, and you'll be pleased to know there's a great big order that's getting packed up not as we speak, but it will be packed up tomorrow, and hopefully early next week you'll have a big shipment coming. Well,
we always love getting shipments from BHI, because as soon as the shipment comes in, and it doesn't take long from the UK to come in, we get it on the shelf and it flies off the shelf.
That's great to know.
This stuff is really great. Graham, thanks so much for being on today, and we look forward to seeing you in person in May.
That's great. Thank you, Tim, and good night, everybody, or good day to you.
Okay.
Good night here.
And we'll see everybody tomorrow for the weekend special. You don't want to miss it. We've got a great guest. And until then, 73 from DX Engineering and BHI.
73s to everyone.